Well, every 9 seconds a woman is beaten or abused in the U.S. And that statistic alone is very alarming. So even if you're not directly affected, domestic violence affects everyone.
Well, I'm Mike McClanahan, and I've seen it firsthand. And I have a sister who we believe now suffers physically, health-wise, as a result of it.
And domestic violence is when one actually uses their power against another, when they use their influence to hurt someone else, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, even today I heard in church, financially.
I know people who've been abused. Of course I have. Hard for them to leave. Why? I don't know. They get themselves caught up with love. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your happiness.
Definitely something that, although when we think about domestic violence, we're always thinking about physical, but there's a large number of individuals who are suffering violence, and it's considered domestic violence as well, mentally.
You know, it's easy for me to sit in a situation where I'm telling you, you need to uproot and leave, but I don't know. I don't know what your situation's like. I don't know if you can do that. You know, I would say you need to get as far away from him as you can, but then I'm almost placing the burden on the victim, which is you, and not telling him anything.
Ours is the domestic violence center that is in Baton Rouge, and it primarily helps victims of domestic violence. We have services in legal department and counseling.
Well, keeping it a secret is the #1 cause of death. Domestic violence is a silent killer.
I love him.
That is not what love looks like, Earl. I am so sorry to tell you that, but this is what abuse looks like. This is what we need help looks like.
How do you know about domestic violence?
Because I was left for dead in 1991.
My name is State Senator Sharon Weston Broome, and after several years of working with advocates against domestic violence, we finally came up with a very significant piece of legislation. One of the pieces of legislation that we were successful in passing was Act 456. Many victims of domestic violence are evicted from apartments once an incident happens. And believe it or not, some of the largest population of homeless people and families are mothers with children who have been evicted because of domestic violence.
Know is if you could leave a lasting message to save a life to someone who's not quite being abused yet, but you got the gut. Talk to me, Mama. Give me words of wisdom. Give me sage words.
Life is all about choices. The choice you make right now could be a matter of life and death. So just make a choice. If that's what's going on, if I'm right about what I think and what I feel, if I'm right, make a choice. Live. Choose life.
So you were fixing him and he was breaking you.
Yes.
Who won?
I won
Why?
because I'm here and I can talk about my story, and I'm okay with sharing my story. I'm okay with helping other women and men that have been through this situation. I win.